Okay, so we start a new chapter which was neurolation, which is simply formation of brain and spinal cord. This would be an overview class because we need to discuss the last topic of this one, which is remaining. So we just start from ectoderm. Here it was written ectoderm because everything starts with ectoderm, which is the outer covering, which is derived from the nervous. Then ectoderm, we will consider this as a definition, differentiation differentiation of ectoderm, brain and spinal cord. To form brain and spinal cord, everything I've written was erased just because I was supposed to make this all. So neural tube is one kind of structure which have two parts, posterior and anterior. In posterior part we see spinal cord, and anterior we see brain have three parts, forebrain, midbrain and hindbrain. I discussed with the detail in last video. In the first month of the pregnancy you'll see brain is formed because this is a nervous this is going to be control systems. Of course we need to make, not we but as a genuinely God wanted to make brain first so that other functions could also be considered. Then second month we'll see brain flexes. This means brain folding. We have a structure like this one, even curve and bending could also be seen. So I'm sure it will be clear till here. Then if we just example organogenesis, which is simply process of organ formation. So brain and spinal cord be formed, that's called as neurolation, which was done. Then we saw steps. So mechanism we start with ectoderm, which is the first one, then ectoderm thickening, then neural plate, after the neural growth, then the deepen, then the neural fold, then superior and margin fusion. Then we have neural tube, which is divided into brain and spinal cord. Till this we were done. Posterior, these all parts, and it's quite a small topic we'll go today. So let's see neural crest cells. Right, so first thing, crest here is kind of migration, it's like moving. So this is again divided into three more parts. So first one you see called as cranial nerve. Second one you see called as spinal nerve. The third one you see called as sympathetic. So I'm sure it would be clear. Here comes the cranial nerve. Again we have kind of 12 pairs. 12 pairs like what? We have a cranial 1, 2, 3 and continue till 12. That's in the cranial nerve. Then spinal nerve, which is again divided into few other regions like 8 cervical are present, which is posterior part. We can even see, we have so many pictures present on Google, I forgot to add any. You can check 12 thoracic and 5 lumbar, 5 clavicle if I'm not wrong. Then the last is 1, which is coccyx, or even this have another name maybe, but as we consider this as a coccyx. So these all 5 terms. Then comes the last, which is sympathetic, which is having all the adrenal medulla, these all structure which are present in the kidney, and these all, when this have Regman cells, other cells. So basically this is simply neurolation, which is formation of brain and spinal cord, right? The spinal cord, as we discussed, example organogenesis, which is simply formation of organ, which will be our next video hopefully. So organogenesis, which means organ formation. Organ formation is again divided into brain and spinal cord, and then we consider this as a neurolation. So I'm sure it will be clear. So let's see what's written in the book. Okay, so here comes during embryonic development, neural crest, which is translated into highly majority population of cells, arise from the neural plate and give rise to diverse area of the cells and tissue. So there's so many things we need to look into during embryonic development. They are crest, and this is divided by the arise from the neural plate, which give rise, and these all cranial nerve, which have ganglia, adrenal medulla, dorsal root ganglia, and the skeleton, connective tissue, smooth tissue, Schwann cells, enteric nervous system. So cranial nerve, which is sensory and autonomic ganglia of the cranial nerve, which we'll discuss in the nervous coordination chapter, which will be our next chapter hopefully after this. Then adenomodula, which is Coffin cells which make up adenomodula, producing epinerm and normperium. These all structure. Then dorsal, which sensory ganglia of the spinal of pigment producing cartilage. Skeleton connective tissue is simply cartilage, bone, connective tissues, either that's of the face, skull, and even of teeth. Then we have spoon muscles, which cells of the cardiovascular system, which means related to heart and everything, including aortic and arteries. Then we have Schwann cells, which is myelin sheet forming cells around axons. So this means this is also nervous coordination chapter because axons, synapse, neurons, everything discussed there. Then comes the last one, which is enteric nervous system, which is about nervous system controlling function of gastrointestinal tract. So I'm sure it will be clear. Here comes the end of the neural crest cells, neurolation, and the neural tube. I'm sure it will be clear. Then we'll come with another video which would be about organogenesis. So thank you for watching. Bye bye.